All right, so check it out. Welcome again to another nutrition moment here at Clark's Nutrition and Natural Foods Market. Today we're going to be talking about LifeSeasons. And yeah, I get excited about LifeSeasons because ultimately, one of the things that happened, Darren Peterson, the founder of the company, came out to the store probably like 15 years ago or better and said, hey, I've got these 4 products and I've got this idea to make condition-specific supplements. I'm like, okay, cool. So I looked at the 4 products and one of them was for anti-aging of the brain. We popped open the capsules, we ate them, like got this buzz in our head. I go, dude, this is some good stuff, bro. So the bottom line is, he said, yeah, I'm going to keep developing the company. Well, look at this, would you? Darren, this is like crazy. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to like talk about different categories now. It's expanded so much. What's cool about LifeSeasons is a couple of unique things. Number one, they've got a medical team. They've got 4 different doctors and different expertises. There's all sorts of clinical research on their particular products, making it not only affordable, but at the same time ethical, as well as, like, in lack of better terms, it's something that's going to work, right? So fact of the matter is, what we're going to do is I'm going to probably take you through some categories. I'm going to hit some highlights and some points on a couple different things as we go through, and also talk maybe about some of my favorite things. But it's definitely immune season. A lot of people are sick right now. So I thought I'd go through the immunity line first and kind of maybe explain some of the differences. So first of all, clinical immunity, when you look at the clinical immunity, the idea on that is the immediate response. So you look at this particular product, it's an elderberry gummy product, which is a great product, tastes good, works well. But then at the same time, let's say you get hit heavy with some type of an infection rolling through. What they've got a product called Quick Start. And what this basically does, for lack of better terms, is it quick starts the immune system. So the immune system starts making memory cells and all sorts of different things. And then it attacks and goes after the virus and or bacteria that's in hand and makes it a quick start. At the same time, what might happen in this particular situation is you might think, well, that's great if I need a quick start to get over something, but what about a daily boost during the season that it's sickness, right? So when you look at this, the Nutrimune, all the different particular compounds that are in here, designed to like boost up the immune system, heighten it, and keep it alive and well for a period of time, all right? So also, one of the things that happens too, you got to remember this when it comes to immune system is this. A lot of times you don't want to overstimulate it for a long period of time. So what happens with immunity is actually designed to be used for a long period of time, balancing the immune system, also kind of helping you with a couple other different things as far as like keeping your immune system alert, but it's more of a tonic situation where you actually use it on a regular basis to build the system. Yeah, it's good for the cold and flu. Yeah, it's good for all those things, but something that you can use for a duration of time. All right. Okay, so now let's do a couple other little moments. Let's talk about blood sugar balance. Let's talk about weight loss, right? As we know, for the most part, benfotiamine, as well as berberine. Berberine is like the number one thing that everybody's using specifically to kind of help with, A1C balancing as well as GLP. But one of the biggest things that happens is this. When you look at the formulas, they've got the standalones. Benfotiamine, great for blood sugar situations, also used sometimes for other different complications like neuropathy. But one of the big things you see is like with glucose stability, this actually is clinically proven to not only work, but work well. So what's cool about the glucose stability, it's got some clinical stuff behind it, actually showing some big changes with some A1Cs and things of that nature. Like I said, one of the things I like about the company is they do a lot of clinical research. All right, so there's so much stuff we're going to keep rolling through. Ultimately, one of the things that happens is this pain. Pain is one of the things that people come in on a regular basis. And so we're going to look at the pain moment. So not too many people have a migraine formula. Migraine tea is specifically designed for tension and body tension, like headaches. One of the biggest things that happens in this particular situation is this. Anytime we have something that's actually used in migraine situations, it gets on the market, goes on the market for like maybe 6-8 months, maybe a year, and then it kind of fizzles out. Product's been on the market for like years, knowing obviously the success rate. So the Inflammation X, this is something I use on a regular basis. This is excellent like for post-workout, also for like joints, sore joints and things from working out, or in any applications, what we call proteolytic enzymes. It has the proteolytic enzymes like the bromelains and things of that nature in it as well too. I love that formula, especially post-workout tart cherry. Definitely feel better on the muscles as well. Mobility. So this particular product's like a glucosamine, a collagen formula, conjoint. I use this one as well at night. One thing that happened years ago is we had a doctor that came in and he recommended glucosamine to all his patients, and he was an orthopedic surgeon. So I got talking with him. I go, dude, so what do you think about it? You're recommending it to your patients. And I was like maybe 35 at the time. He goes, there's a lot of research. It's still preliminary. It's probably going to go on for a long period of time. But one thing for sure is I'm seeing it effective in my practice. Started using it. 30 years later, I'm still squatting, and I believe in glucosamine without a question. All right, so pain reliever. So a typical formula where you're going to have like different things like theanine and GABA to calm down the brain, as well as the white willow and the angelica, which is good for inflammation. But are you ready for this one? Tetrahydropalmitine, all right? This is specifically, it's an extract that's actually been extract from cordialis. It's a Chinese herb formula, so it works well on pain. They've got an AM and a PM formula, making it, in my opinion, one of the best things that you've got if you've got really acute pain. So we're going to scrape this off, and we're going to go after the circulation system now. So when we look at this, this has been fun, actually. The cholesterol tea is actually one of our #1 selling products that we have specifically in reference to helping with cholesterol balance, especially if in the healthy like cholesterol levels already, but you're trying to get the balance right as well as like the totals. And blood pressure stability. It's got some Ayurvedic herbs in it, making this a great product, working so well. And then the circulation tea formula. This is like a fun one. This is like the butcher's broom, as well as the horse chestnut, the grapeseed. It's kind of strengthening the whole vascular system. So when it comes to cardiovascular circulation and more, definitely a plus, no questions about it, all right? Let's not miss a couple things too. When it comes down to energy, one of the things that happens is adrenal and energy or synopsis so often. This is a great formula. So this one has not only the green tea, so you're going to feel it right away. Also ends up having the cacao extract as well as the theobromide. My biggest thing on this one that I like is the rhodiola. So the rhodiola, in my opinion, is one of the greatest things because it kind of acts a little bit like caffeine, but it's not a total caffeine effect. So you feel the energy, but you don't get the chatters that you might get from a caffeine. So making it a great product. Remember that when it comes to adrenal, stability is the biggest thing. So this particular formula not only has the rhodiola, but also has holy basil, schisandra, ashwagandha. So this is going to be more of a balanced formula, nice, even energy all day long, making it a great product of choice. All right. So one of the things that I think that's interesting also about LifeSeasons is throughout the years they've done some unique things, and one of the unique things that they did is they worked with Nikki Price specifically. She came out with a product developed in her own kitchen called Inner Eco. This is a great probiotic. It is in my refrigerator. It's in my daughter's refrigerators, and ultimately, when it comes down to it, it's probably one of the #1 products that we use in the house. It's interesting though. This is coconut water, guys. There's a chewable form as well. Great product. So one of the things, though, that I wanted to kind of move forward on was this. One thing that happened years ago when he first started the company, Darren Peterson, he had different formulators. Literally take all their formulators, put them together, about 150 years of experience, and that's probably coming up a little shy. Some of these formulas, when you look at them, these are some original formulas when it comes to the different types of herbs used for helping with digestion, caraway, slippery elm, marshmallow, different things like that. The two together. So this one's like for soothing irritation, irritated like bowel situations. And then the digestivity, it's got liver support as well as enzymes in it for helping with all sorts of food sensitivities, making it a go-to for sure for anybody. Now, what was interesting as well, years ago, Darren called me up and he goes, hey, we've got this idea. We're working with Dr. Dale Bredesen. He wrote the book, The End of Alzheimer's. And he said, look, one of the things that we know is this, is using nutrients makes a big difference when it comes to Alzheimer's research. So ultimately what happened was they started coming together with an idea to actually help people prevention-wise of Alzheimer's. So what's interesting, they came out with this product called NeuroQ. So it's memory and focus. And when you look at the particular product, obviously it has a bunch of different things in here, but it's designed for not only memory and focus, but they have an actual test. You go online, take the test, use this for 3 months, go back on and actually watch your IQ go up. This is cool stuff, all right? And it's definitely helpful and beneficial for anybody that might be struggling with a little bit of age-related memory decline. They also end up having a focus form as well too. So they add a couple other different things here, not only help with the focus, but also with the, the extended idea of the NeuroQ. And then they also have a multivitamin. Let's say you just don't want to do that. You go, I just want to use a multivitamin that's got some of the supportive things in it. Good to go with that, all of it together, all right? So one of the fun things too is they make one that's called Calm Thinking. This is definitely one of my favorites. So it's got GABA, it's also got theanine, it's also got ashwagandha, and this is in a gummy. So it's easy to use, easy to chew, make it happen, works well, all right? So not to end it though, but add more to it. Quick thinking. So this is a really cool formula. They've actually increased, this is a little bit more like where you actually feel it when 20 minutes. It's a little bit of a caffeine-driven situation, but it definitely helps get the quick mental alertness without giving you the jitters. And then they also have what they call the high-performance one, which is the smart thinking. This has not only benfotiamine, but also Bacopa. It also has a couple other different things like the acetylcholine and things of that nature. Definitely a sharp, quick focus on it. All right, so much stuff up here. It's like crazy, all right? So the one thing I want to do is I want to do this. I want to look at this. This is a little bit more along the lines of some focus as well as some rest moment. So a couple different things. Anxiety, this is very similar to some of the other formulas that have been out in the market, but a couple of the things, in my opinion, that's very unique. Clinical dose, so you actually feel this stuff. A lot of times when you buy a gummy, one of the things that happens is you'll use the gummy and it's like, there's a little bit there, but it really doesn't have a lot to it. That one you're actually going to feel for sure. Clarity, once again, cognitive response, very similar to some of the benefits that you might see in the NeuroQ, but this one's just a little bit different. This one has the hyperzine A and a couple other different things, as well as a focuser. This is definitely something for your kids if they want to be in a situation where they're studying, like when it comes to college, things of that nature. Great moment. B12, B6, theanine, awesome stuff. But what about this? Anytime you need good focus, it comes down to sleep. And if you don't have good sleep, you don't have good focus. Great formulas with GABA, valerian, passion flower, chamomile. And then they also have it with and without melatonin for deep sleep, good moment. And they also have oral strips to calm the brain and help you sleep, calm down the brain, make it happen. All right, so let's do this. Men's line. My opinion, one of the number one things that they actually have is the men's line. So a couple different things. They have the masculinity, which obviously helps with T levels. So it has the tribulus and the long jack as well as the maca and everything together. The prostate formula by far is one of the best things you could come up with, no question in my brain about that. The flower pollen that's in there is clinical dosages. It definitely has been clinically proven to help shrink prostate tissue, making it, in my opinion, one of the best things you'll ever work with. All right, so let's talk about this. This is a women's line. Not saying it's always this way, especially when it comes to a couple of different items. Urinary tract infections. A lot of times we see this more with females than males. So this is what I call the last success moment that we have. So let's say somebody comes in, they use cranberry, they use D-mannose, they use all these other different things. It's like, it didn't work, or it worked kind of much. You know what? You need this because this stuff nails it every single time. One of my favorite products to recommend. Women's security, obviously for women's incontinence issues. So that's a great product for in so many situations. Obviously, another thing cool, leg veins, varicose veins, things of that nature, supportive complex. This has got a diazepam complex in it that's very, very specific for tightening up the veins and making things happen. So this is a fun formula called Beauty. Obviously, it is for that. When it comes to collagen growth, when it comes to hair growth, all these different things, the horsetail, the MSM in it, all of it together, making it like a for sure product to make a difference. If you're already using collagen, you might want to add it to it because it definitely might make a key connection to get the collagen into the right area. All right. So premensal PMS situations, perfect moment. The chasteberry, you want to use this for at least 3 months, resets the brain clock, gets the hormones back in balance. That's an excellent product. So positively for anyone that's gone through or going through menopause, menopause moment, the black cohosh, the sage for immediate benefits as far as like calming everything down, and chasteberry in there as well, kind of getting those hormones back in balance. Prenatal mix, this is my daughter's on this one. It's got 2 kids off of this one, so it's kind of a cool moment. Love this product. One of the biggest things, remember, this is a multi-formula. So what's going to happen is you're going to need to take probably 4 capsules a day to get the full benefit, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. All right, bone density, great formula for osteosupport. One of the biggest things here is the cow's bone, clinically proven Ayurvedic extract, specifically for helping to nourish and enhance bone development. And finally, we're going to end with this. Here at the store, we have what we call different types of trainings. And one of the trainings that we have specifically is called Breaking News. So at the end of the year, we asked our staff, hey, what's some of the best stories that you've heard all year long? And so it came down to it. Seeing Harris ends up with the best story. Actually used the hormone balance and fertility with a lady that was having a difficult time being able to have children. She came back and told them, guess what? I'm pregnant. And with that, I'm not saying that everyone's going to get pregnant, that needs to get pregnant, but it's a great way to end, to know that the formulas work so well. We love the company. It's definitely one of our passions here at Clark's. And the other thing is, I like what they do with their money. They literally work in Africa and other different countries helping with water and also in different areas where there's needs. You know, one of the things I like about Darren Peterson, not only does he have a vision for the formulas, but he's also got a passion for the people. Love the company. Love to have you guys on board with us here at Clark's Nutrition and Natural Foods Market.